Hi everyone, welcome to morning coffee break. Sorry it's moving around and put my glove back on. It's 26 degrees out this morning. We're headed for a warm up though. By Christmas it'll be 61. But I don't know if it's today. It should start warming up, I believe. So I can't uncover it right now. But everything seems to be surviving so far, but it could get, colder than this soon. It's hard to say around here. Sometimes the winters are mild, sometimes we have some crazy bad weather. Sky's looking good. We got a couple jets over there. I don't know if you can see the white trails. That's where they go straight up all the time. They must be in training or something, because some days there'll be a bunch of them over this way too. You can see where they've been over there. They'll be all over the sky sometimes here. I guess they're coming from the airport that's not that far away. It's less than 30 miles away. A nice day though, as far as the way the sky looks, and it's sunny. So maybe it will warm up later on. It's supposed to. My garden will be happy. I want to let it grow as long as possible before I harvest everything. So I've had a great year. I never would have dreamed that I would have got all the vegetables and stuff I've got out of this little space. And I wouldn't have ever thought that I'd still have something growing right now. So it's been fun. I've learned a lot too this year. I'm already looking forward to planting this next spring. See a blue jay. I don't hear the train yet. Could have come through while I was asleep. It's in odd times anymore. Is that a train? Kind of sounded like it. Just relax and listen. Maybe the train will be here in a minute. Get some more coffee. me a bird singing. Well, let's go inside and do story time, y'all. Hold on. All right, I'm back in. Oh, I don't have my glasses, so that's not good. Hold on. Okay, now I'm squared away. What's for dinner, everybody? I'd love to hear what you all have for dinner. We're having ribs. We still got some of those ribs we got down here at Grocery Outlet that were so good. They were only $1.19 a pound. We couldn't pass them up. And speaking of them, today they've got, I noticed, I get their emails of their ads that come out. I noticed today they've got some kind of cat food. It's in pouches, so I don't know if it's a wet, like a can type stuff. And she won't even eat that stuff. She likes dry food for some reason, or just moist food. And but they've got some brand, and it's got the brand covered up, but they're 3 for $1. So I don't know if we'll go down there. I don't know if we have enough money left. Things towards the end of the month, we always run out, So I don't know if we have enough money to even check it out, really. But because we went, yesterday and got what we could. So I don't know. And they had something else in the ad. I don't remember what it was now. They had 2 different ads. Oh, one was Christmas cactuses for a 4-inch, which is, like the little ones. But $1.99, and I love Christmas cactuses, so I don't know. I'd like to have one of those. See if it would grow. So yeah, so tonight we're gonna have those ribs, and I'm just gonna put them in the crock pot with some Kraft hickory barbecue sauce and some brown sugar and probably Mrs. Dash and garlic powder. They always turn out great. I've got my coffee this morning. I hope you have whatever you like to drink in the mornings. It's 26 degrees right now out there. I'll have to wait. I usually wait until it gets above freezing to uncover the garden and everything. But I'm real surprised still yet as how it's doing. Okay, I'm coming right along with my coloring. I didn't have much time yesterday. I had a real busy day yesterday. I had a lot of things going on. Did several videos and stuff, and I had great responses to them and stuff. So, and we were out running around and things like that too. So I didn't get as much coloring done as I would like to have yesterday on Mom's. But I don't know if I've showed the frame version of my first picture. And these don't tell what colors to use on them. You pick your own colors. So this is how it turned out. This frame's from Dollar Tree. And I had to cut this one I had to cut a little bit up here and a little bit down here. I still got you can still see my signature somewhat. But it did fit, so I can get them at Dollar Tree. The frames. I'll show that a little bit closer so you can see the little bit more detail. I enjoy it. I really do. And then here's the one, like I said, what I'm starting to do is mark in different areas so I don't, in case the pencils get mixed around or get back in the box, and I can't remember because all the colors are somewhat similar, just different shades. So I'm marking them, the areas with the different colors. I started in this one corner over here, I started over here, but if you can see, what I'm doing is marking each area with whichever color I'm going to do it so I can remember to do it. I mean, which color I was going to use. So I did a lot of that yesterday on this. I'm getting it prepped, in other words. You know, I used the yellow one on some little things, all these little things here and little places that use yellow. But y'all like these? Do you, like I said, I've been thinking about maybe doing a video where I'm, you know, where I'm coloring the places in. Eventually, I'm gonna, when I get better and get back in practice, and I'm gonna start practicing my own drawings again and see if I'm any good at that anymore. I used to be, you know, I mean, used to do pretty good. You know, everybody seemed to think so anyway, and I'm just very, I'd probably be slow at it, you know, because I'd like for it to look right. But down the road, maybe I could do a giveaway for one of them. Okay. Story time. This is in 2012, around August of 2012. When I was working for the company, the last company I worked for, that we were a institutional foods delivery. We, you know, delivered to restaurant, anywhere that needed the stuff, you know, mom and pop stores, restaurants, some chains, had Little Caesars for many years. And, you know, the economy had affected everybody, but things had been going downhill for a while, but they started letting go. You know, if somebody quit or something, they just didn't hire anybody. And, you know, that's an indication right there. So we knew something was up, but they weren't telling us anything. All I know is they ended up combining routes, and I ended up being basically, we had at least probably 4 or 5 routes, you know, that required a truck each day. And at one time we had 8. And it got down to where I was basically like the last driver. They kept piling everything and piling it on me, adding on and adding on. I kept working longer and longer hours, and I was on salary, so they had me, you know. I mean, I didn't make anything extra for all them hours if I wanted to keep my job. And so, you know, I knew something was up, but they just all of a sudden, you know, they would have like, I think they had one other guy that ran a few routes, but he worked in the warehouse mainly. And then I would work in the warehouse, I think, 1 day a week. But we were losing accounts left and right, you know, because we weren't able to service them in a timely fashion. If you've got so much on you and you're going to 6 different cities or something, you can't be at a certain place at 10 a.m. on the dot or something. You just can't do it. So we would be losing accounts and stuff. But we came in on I guess it was on a Friday. Let me think. I think it was on a Friday we came in, and they just told us, the ones that was left, that they were going to be closing in a week. And you know, I still have 2 mortgages, and I had, you know, personal loans. I had a million bills. I had, you know, medical bills then, even though I had been in remission. I'd had some trouble, and I was in remission though, so I would just get sick, you know, and stuff, but I thought I had a virus or something because I hadn't had trouble in years. So when they closed a week later, we didn't know what to do. They didn't give us a thing, not a penny of some kind of, I'd worked there for twice, probably for a total about 15 years. And so, you know, we live from paycheck to paycheck. So that last paycheck was it. The next one, we wouldn't have nothing. So I started really, really worrying, really getting stressed out, anxiety attacks, depression, the whole thing. And, I went through the process of getting unemployment. But if y'all have ever done that, I don't know about your state, but it was a real hassle here, a real hassle. You had to jump through so many hoops to get that. And then, you had to follow all the guidelines after to keep it. You had to have like so many a day places that you went, and you have to prove that you would talk to someone about, employment and stuff. And it turned out when I finally got it, it was like maybe 2/3 or a little over a half of what I was actually making, and it was taking everything I made to pay the bills. So we started having much financial difficulty, and we just, for a long time, we could not make ends meet, and so what happened was I ended up coming out of remission from all the stress and worry and things. And I ended up in, I think it was November, because it was August. I think it was November. And I ended up in the hospital, and then I had perforated colon again. And they ended up taking out more. They took some out when Jackie was born, and I believe it was 87. And then they took some out this second time. So that's all I needed looking for work. I couldn't look for work naturally after that, So it was a mess for years. I mean, let's see, it was 2012. Yeah, it was until I got my disability. I've had since then. That's the second one. Since then, I've had 9 surgeries. 2 of them were cataracts, and they weren't that bad though. But yeah, so it's just been a real uphill battle for me. So if y'all out there are suffering from depression, keep trusting God and praying to God. Use the support of your friends. Use the support of our community here on my channel. I'll be glad to talk to y'all. I usually don't put much down on morning devotions in the description, but in most descriptions, I'll put all my social media down. I'd be willing to talk to anyone that needs help, because I know it can really, really be a bad thing. Eventually I got my disability, and naturally it's helped quite a bit, but we've had to learn, now we're only getting paid once a month. I used to get paid once a week. Now we're only getting paid once a month, and we never ever can make it last, ever. It's just impossible. That's why I try to get everything at the first of the month to see what we have left over in case something comes up. And if something major comes up, we have no way to take care of it. And especially here at the first of the year, we're going to be paying on all these medical bills. I've got at least 7 or 8, and they want $50 on each one. It's the least they'll take. They'll send it back if you send them less. So, because if they take it, if they accept it, if you send less, they'll have to accept it from then on. And this is a new merge. They merged with another company, and they're very strict now with this new company. The old company that owned the hospital, they would work with us quite a bit over the years, and we've probably paid them, I don't know, $75,000 between Logan and everything that's ever happened. Easy. So that's basically today's story. I could just go on and on about different things, but that was a bad time in my life. A very low point, and I didn't know what our future was. And that's, when I, in 2018, let's see, it's 2018. October. I ended up back in the hospital. Well, again, I had a bunch of times in between here. I'm writing this down. And then I started my channel. God had been talking to me. I've almost died 3 times now. And he'd been talking to me, and I never listened to him. I finally listened to him. And, you know, I'm not well by any means, but I'm in a much better place than I was before I trusted in the Lord and started doing things that he wanted me to do. And had been trying to tell me in my, you know, subconscious that I should do something. And I did quit smoking. I had been smoking probably for 40 years. I just couldn't quit. I couldn't quit. I felt like I needed them for my stress and nervousness and stuff, but they're really rough on Crohn's disease. Really rough. Well, everybody, I think I'm going to call that it, and I need to get these ribs over here. I would show them to you, but I got them in some water right now. They were still a little partially frozen, but I need to get them in a crock pot because there's quite a few of them. So I'm going to try to get them in there probably in the next hour. Get them going. They'll smell real good all day. So I hope y'all enjoyed this morning's coffee break. Please press that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. And I almost forgot it. Oh, I don't know what I'll get into today. I'm going to try to do some Kitty's Corner. I got to figure out if I'll be able to do them after the first year, or Jib Jabs, or any of them. I don't know what they'll think about them after that. We'll just have to see and trust in the Lord. There's nothing wrong with my videos. They should be not allowed or whatever. So we'll just have to see what goes on. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later doing something, I promise. Bye-bye. God bless.